that starting five?
Well, I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in a way. If you put all your size out there to start the game, you can run out of it as well. So, we know Bruce can be so effective against bigs at times. So we took a shot at that. Their length bothered us, but I thought at the same time we did damage in the first quarter by, getting fouls on Turner. I think that upset him and it upset them a little bit. So, that long lineup was tough and tricky, but our guys weathered it and was able to throw a lot more at them by the end of the night.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, kind of piggybacking off of Alex's question, guys like Sabonis and that tough to stop scoring interior presence who can also stretch it out to the floor, to the three, that's a tough guy to stop for any team. So A, what worked tonight and what didn't work against him? And B, I know you talked about size and matchups. Do you look at Blake as a guy who kind of has the size and maybe the profile to be able to defend different guys like that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Blake he would have definitely had his cracks at him tonight as well. Our defense is different. We switched and we asked them to go find him in the post while we fronted and make them find balls over the top in small gaps. We gave them a few of those tonight, but we didn't panic. We stuck with it. Our activity was outstanding. We kept the ball in front for the most part. So, I thought they did a good job handling his, he's such a versatile player, like you said. So, he makes his teammates better and he can score, inside or out. But, I think we also made it difficult for them and it wasn't necessarily something they were comfortable with.
Steve Lichtenstein, WFAN.
Hi, Steve. In the past, you've mentioned about not wanting to put too much on Nick's plate as he's ramping himself back from the injury. You gave him pretty much the whole fourth quarter tonight. So I was wondering, does that give you food for thought, I guess, for going forward about using him even more?
Yeah, I mean, he was gassed at times tonight. I think everyone was with shorter bench. Heavy minutes. We tried to take a couple timeouts in the fourth just to give them a breather. Nick is he's in between. He obviously you can see his activity and length and the things that he can do to help our team. But you have to be careful overplaying him. That's why we took some of those timeouts to give him and James, and Joe a little bit of an extra breather. But Nick's doing great. We love the profile he brings to our team, long, mobile, big, who's active and plays hard, and he was definitely a big factor tonight.
Brian Lewis.
You touched on taking the timeouts also as much to help James, but I mean, when you consider what James did in the fourth quarter, I mean, that's a game for most guards, like 14 points, 6 boards, I think 4 assists. Are there things that he does now that still surprise you, or are you past that, being shocked at the thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll never take it for granted, but we're getting used to it. That's a quarter he had while they were double teaming him a lot of the quarter. So, remarkable performance without Kai. He made some huge plays down the stretch, but overall, it was just such demands on James to deliver. His teammates were great. Tyler was outstanding. Jeff Green, outstanding. All the other guys played their part, but James was the main guy, as we come to expect, and we can't take for granted. He made some of those tough floaters again down the stretch, made his free throws, and got rebounds and quarterback the defense and stretches. So outstanding. I mean, goes without saying, pretty incredible performance from James.
Christian Winfield.
Coach, this isn't the first time James has done this, right? He did it in Phoenix before. You guys were down 24, no Kyrie, no KD. He turns around and hits that step back at the end of the game. Do you see something that triggers in him when you guys are down big? I mean, you guys haven't really been down big that many times, but in 2 of the times he's been alone and he's orchestrated a comeback on his own. Do you see something, maybe his back against the wall or something like that?
Well, I mean, he was unbelievable. I wouldn't say he did it on his own. These guys all had big plays. Jeff Green, like I said, Nick Claxton was a plus 24 in 22 minutes. But I mean, James is so elite. He's able to make the big plays that very few people can make down the stretch. And, you know, when he plays that many minutes, I mean, he stuffs the stat sheet. So, you know, I could go on and on about James and the nuances of what he does all night, but he definitely is a winner, a leader, and an elite performer.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Good night.